welcome, welcome.
Wow, that's the best introduction I've ever had in my life. That was amazing.
That's not
It felt like my wedding day. That was amazing. Thank you so much.
Mo, it's so good to see you. You know I'm a big fan of yours. I wanted to ask about this because in England, in the UK Times, they printed this headline with your photo. And this is, seriously, look, it says, the funniest man in Britain. I mean, I mean, come on. When you first saw this, how does it make you feel?
You know what, Rand? What's really mad about this is that this was like my first ever big interview I'd done, which was with a huge online paper, massive newspaper, and it was like, funniest man in Britain, and it came out, and I was like, this is amazing for promo, but then I read the small print, and the small print, it said that still lives with his mum. Yeah. This is the bit here. So,
So you can't just say the funniest man in Britain. It's the funniest man in Britain who still lives with his mom.
It was a different time.
That takes the pressure back down, yeah.
You know what's mad, though, looking at that? Can I just show you, like, everything's changed, though, now. You know when people say the success changed you? I've cut the hair now. I've got new teeth, as you guys can see. Yeah, man.
You got new teeth?
Yeah, I had to get new teeth. I smile for no reason now, Jimmy. It doesn't matter.
You're just happy, no?
Yeah, someone was like, oh, my God, I lost my job. I'm like, I'm sorry to hear that. I'm really sorry.
I know that one of the fun, big things that we were talking about, you're like, that Drake kind of, he quoted you on Instagram. Yeah, and that was a big thing. What was the reaction after he did it, and what was the thing that he quoted?
It was crazy. So I started my rise. I'd done comedy when I was like 19, and then I started doing like small videos on social media, right? Yeah. And one of the phrases I was doing was a very British phrase called "get a couple of cans in." It's a very British phrase when the sun comes out. Get a couple of cans in. You got to say "get a couple of cans in."
Get a couple of cans in.
Yeah, a bit more. Get a couple of cans in.
Get a couple of cans in.
Yeah, that's not too bad.
I'm trying. I got to work on that. Sorry.
It's all right.
So you get a couple. What does that mean?
So that means it's like it's sunny outside. Let's just get some beers in. Yeah, that's what it basically means. It's sunny outside. Get a couple of cans in, Jimmy. So that was a phrase that I had as a character, and Drake just liked my stuff. He would like it. He followed me. And then I was at this festival, right? We have this huge festival in the UK called Wireless Festival. And the security were very much like, no, we're closing down the VIP. No one comes in, just Drake's people. And I was like, I just want to go over there. My friend is over there. I just want to go over there. Everyone was like, no, only Drake's going to be in the VIP area. I said, I just need to go over there. And he goes, go on in, you can go. So I started walking, me and one of my friends, my good friend Javan, and then I seen Drake, and Drake's walking to me. And this is the first time I've ever met him. And he's walking to me, and he's like, hey, what's up? And I'm like, who? You talking to me? That Drake. So again, I was just like, hey, what's up, Drake? You all right? And he's got his whole entourage, and he was like, hey, how's it going, Mo? You okay? And I'm like, yeah, man, lovely to meet you. And you know what's really hard, right? Whenever I meet someone who's a huge celebrity, I don't know what to say, Jimmy. So I was like, I've just met the biggest, superstar in the world. And I'm like, so, how's music? How's music going?
How's music?
I was like, obviously it's going all right.
I think so. It's going okay for Drake, yeah.
But again, he was so lovely, so humble. One of my friends, I've got a good friend of mine, Javan. He always looks out for people. Myself, my friend Javan was like, oh, Drake, by the way, you got something in your tooth. You got a little red thing in your tooth, And Drake, Drake's like, is it gone? And I'm kind of looking at him. I'm like, bruv, you're really messing up this interaction right now.
Yeah, don't bring up,
And then Drake's like, is it a pepper? And then Drake goes, this was how I knew this was Drake. Because he was like, yeah, that's my diamond. Yeah, I got a diamond in my tooth. It was like, fair enough.
All of a sudden, you're not smiling anymore. You're like, my teeth were a big deal a couple seconds ago. I had a big deal. Dude, you're in a giant world tour. In the moment world tour right now.
Yeah, man. Thank you so much.
Congratulations.
Oh, thank you. Thank you
this summer.
Thank you. Yeah.
You've had a couple of shows, though, in the meantime here in New York City, and you have 3 shows in Philadelphia starting this Thursday.
Yeah.
If you're in Philly, check it out. Have you found any differences between being in British and American audiences?
Do you know what I've found? Because this is my first time really, discovering different states. Because I go to LA a lot. Like, we met in LA, for example. And, LA's very cool. It's a bit of a bubble. Everyone's like, hey, man, what's up, Mo? Yeah, comedy, I know John Apatow. We can get you in a movie, bro. Everyone's very cool, You go to Atlanta, Georgia, everyone, again, is very cool, but it's a different vibe. And then you get to, New York. And I love New York. It's one of my favorite cities. But, thank you so much, man. But I've got to be honest, the New Yorkers are respectful and disrespectful in the same sentence. I don't think you realise. I met someone at Times Square and they was like, oh my God, Mo, how you doing? I was like, oh yeah, good man. He's like, can I get a picture? I was like, of course, do a picture. You know, I'm trying to do his pictures, they're trying to get the angles right. This guy was like, hey, my man, respectfully, I don't know you. I know you doing selfies, but you gotta move out the way, dead ass. You gotta move. Like, I know you famous, but dead ass, you gotta move. And I'm like, is he being nice or is he not? So yeah, man. But I think what I love about coming to the States is people don't expect this accent to come out of this body, Jimmy. I swear to you. I swear to you. But what happens again when they hear my accent? Honestly, people disrespect me for no reason. It's like, it's just normal. Like, and I'm just used to it. Like, I remember being in LA for the first time, right? I went to Inglewood because I really wanted some Jamaican food. You had some Jamaican food? Yeah? So I went to get some Jamaican food. I go to Inglewood, a place called Country Style. I'm in there, I'm in the queue. And this is the thing. If you ever go to a Caribbean takeaway, you know the food is good when the service is bad. That is when... No, that is true. If you... Guys, am I lying? Am I lying, guys? Am I lying? When the service... Listen, when the service is bad... So I walk in there, you know, and the woman's like, wow, on, boy. So I was like, oh. So I was like, let me get a jerk chicken, rice and peas, and a dumpling. You know, there's one guy behind me who's like, hey, my man, where you from? So immediately I realised I'm in the hood. I'm thinking, this could be a situation. I said, you know, I was like, I'm from London. He's like, you from London? I said, yeah. He's like, you from London? I said, yeah, man. He goes, okay, that's cool, man. Yeah, man, I love y'all Harry Potter dudes, man. Yeah.
It's like Harry Potter dudes.
And I'm sitting there like, is this a compliment or is this a diss? I just went with it. I was like, come on, man, Gryffindor, you know what's going on. You know what's happening.
Mo Gilligan, everybody. Go see this dude, MoGilligan.com for tickets. We'll be right back with a performance from Shakira. Stick around.